Welcome back to Poker Celeb. How are you doing? We hope you're having a great day. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Shane Dawson being back. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. YouTuber Shane Dawson is launching a new podcast after his previous one, Shane and Friends, nearly ruined his life. Shane Dawson released his first YouTube video on February 15 titled The Lawsuit of Shane Dawson. Shane talked about Chuck E. Cheese threatening to sue him over his infamous conspiracy video in the video. He also made an announcement about his new business venture after returning to his former home in Los Angeles after recently moving to Colorado. Shane explained, "So I've been feeling really excited about my life and wanting to be creative and wanting to do new things. And I know this is a bad idea, but I think that I want to do a podcast." Shane explained how a psychic reading inspired him to start his podcast while he was suffering from coronavirus, which he had damaged his throat. The psychic picked up on it and told him that the throat represented communication, which he should use this year. Shane's next chapter reportedly involves movies and using his communication to help others. He added, "She goes, an idea will come to you and will hit you like a ton of bricks. And then on the way back from Colorado, I was like, I think I want to do a podcast. I think I want to interview people. I think I want to do that again," he then said. "I did that for like 7 years and I loved it. I mean, it ruined my life, but that was a different person. Like, I wouldn't say offensive things or do any of that anymore, but I got excited, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a try." Shane then created an Instagram account for his new podcast at Shane Dawson Podcast and asked his followers for guest suggestions, stating that he was looking for celebrities, porn stars, and people with interesting stories in the video. He also included a graphic for the podcast that he had scribbled on his notes. He captioned the image, "Wrote this on the road trip and took a screenshot, then I noticed the time," showing that the time was 1:11, a number deemed a sign of enlightenment in numerology and spiritual practices. Shane isn't a novice when it comes to hosting a podcast. Shane started the controversial Shane and Friends podcast in 2013, which lasted until 2017. Shane's offensive and problematic comments on the podcast, including claiming to have had sex with his cat and making pedophilia jokes, were revealed years later. Lo and behold, Shane Dawson uploaded his new podcast on May 4th entitled Conspiracy Theories. The Shane Dawson Podcast Episode 1, and as expected, it's still receiving a lot of backlash. One Twitter user wrote, "The type of people who forgive Shane Dawson are the type of people who weren't affected by his racist stereotypes." Another one tweeted, "Why is Shane Bestiality Dawson podcast trending with over 3,000 reviews and 5 stars? Another one said, "Shane Dawson started a podcast. Do we remember his last podcast though?" Another one said, "Shane Dawson's new podcast showcases his humor and offensive takes never stop. He just didn't have the outlet to show them for a few years." But why was Shane Dawson canceled? Shane was one of the most popular YouTubers until his previous transgressions were exposed. In one of his old videos, he was chastised for making inappropriate gestures at a poster of Willow Smith when she was just 11 years old. That was only the beginning. As people began to point out his racist, blackface, and pedophilia jokes, the YouTuber became embroiled in even more controversy. He later apologized and stated that all of his previous content has been deleted. Influencers Cameron Lester and Tati Westbrook accused Shane of manipulation after they decided to cut ties with him. In an Instagram livestream, he attempted to explain his side of the story by accusing Tati of fake crying. But his justification only made things worse by adding more fuel to the fire. Shane's cat was the subject of another well-known scandal. He joked about allegedly sexually assaulting his pet, before later denying it. After nearly a year out of the spotlight, the YouTuber announced in June 2021 that he would be returning to the platform. And now that he did, fans aren't that excited. That's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on any future content we'll produce for you guys. We're signing off now, but we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.